And before I jump into the questions from the audience, I've been doing some research on for the new film on Nikola Tesla, and I wanted to ask you, because I remember you mentioned him in your book. Do you know much about his work? Because it's quite profound. I'd like for you to talk about some of his work, if you wouldn't mind, because I thought he was a great example of a brilliant scientist with great human intent.
And of course, I think he became senile and was feeding pigeons in front of the public library. They did not appreciate his work at all.
Right.
Or very few people. Edison gave him a very difficult time.
Yes.
Tesla was very well advanced in many different areas. Society, of course, and politicians, of course, having no value system regarding technology. Remember this, that politicians cannot do a damn thing to improve society. They know nothing. They can't increase the agricultural yield. They can't prevent automobiles from hitting each other. They don't know what to do about school dropouts. They just are incompetent. And I would say that politicians were great 100 years ago, but today there's much more information, and they certainly are not aware of it. They should be at the forefront of technology. Sometimes they tell you to write your congressman for women's rights, or black rights, or Polish rights. If you have to write your congressman, how the hell did he get the job? When you fly on an airliner, you don't have to write the pilot and tell him he's been flying at 10 degrees off course, or he's been flying at an angle for 100 miles. Straighten up. He knows his business. The people that guide and fly airplanes really know their business. The same with an ocean liner. You don't have to write the captain and saying we should head into the waves. That would cause less disturbance. He knows that. Why do you have to write your politician? He should be way ahead of everybody else in all areas. I know absolutely nothing contributed by any politician throughout history. Tesla was ahead of his time, was not understood by many people. And don't forget that scientists and technicians wrote articles in the past of why man can't fly. They gave all the reasons. Of course, the Wright brothers never read that. They were bicycle mechanics, so they built a flying machine. So you see, sometimes people, even in the field, like Goddard said, Goddard was the American rocket scientist who said that you don't talk about rockets in scientific circles. You'll be looked upon as a kook. So he had to refrain from talking about it. And that is not science. Apparently science itself becomes bastardized by culture and by tradition. So the best thing to say is I don't know enough about it to give you an answer. I can't make a decision in that area. I don't have information on rockets or how man might survive on a distant planet. It's not my field. I don't know. That's the most difficult thing for people to say. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.